Alright, so we're going to look at graphing hyperbolas. I'll have several examples. I'll try to hit all the different scenarios you'll come across, but each example will have its own video, so check them out. Alright, so let's get started. It says the standard form for the equation of a hyperbola with center at the origin is x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1, or y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared equals 1. The vertices are a units from the center, and the foci are c units from the center. Okay. Alright, so let's talk about this a little bit more. Alright, so what they mean, whatever a is, whether the a is under the x term or a is under the y term, that's how many units the vertices are from the center. Okay, and same thing here. Notice here the a is under the y, so a is how far we go up and down from the center. When it's under the x, it's how far we go left and right. Alright, so if we got x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared, notice the x term is before the y term, then that hyperbola is going to open left and right. And if the y term is first and then you've got the x term, that hyperbola is going to open up and down. It's kind of easy to remember. Just think, if x is first, it's going along the x-axis. If the y term is first, it's going along the y-axis. The foci, that's these points here, and I know I don't have it written down, but the foci is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay, and the transverse axis, that's the line that goes through both foci points. Okay, and the foci is c units from the center of the hyperbola. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on an example graphing it. Alright, so here we have another example of graphing a hyperbola. And this one, it's different than the other ones I've done. The center's not at the origin. So we've got x minus 1 squared over 9 minus y plus 2 squared over 4 equals 1. Alright, so when we look at this, the first thing we need to do, we need to get the center. Okay, so the center here is going to be 1, negative 2. We get that from this and this. The center is 1, negative 2. It's kind of like when you're getting the center of a circle. Okay, the easiest way to remember it, because look, it's going to be in this form: x minus, we'll use h over a squared, minus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. And your center, your center is going to be hk. And the easiest way to remember it is whatever sign you see here is going to be the opposite. Okay, so see, we got minus 1, so it's plus 1. We have plus 2, so it's minus 2. And that has to do with this, the minus in the formula here. You see this, how we have a minus and a minus there? Well, there's h is 1. But see here how we have a minus, but here we have a plus. So what we would have to do is we would need to turn this plus into a minus. Well, how do we get this to be plus? It has to be, see, a minus and a minus. That would be our plus 2. So you can see there's the minus, and here's your k, negative 2. Okay, so that's how that works out. But the easiest thing to remember is whatever sign you see, it's the opposite. Alright, so now we need a and b. Well, we know a squared is 9 and b squared is 4. So that means well, if a squared is 9 A is the square root of 9, which is 3. And B, well, if B squared is 4, B is the square root of 4, which is 2. And then we can go ahead and get C. So C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Okay. So C squared is equal to, well, A squared is 9, B squared is 4, and so that's 13. So C is the square root of 13, which that is about 3.6. And some more decimals, we'll round it to 1. Alright, so first thing we need to do is let's go ahead and plot the center. So I've got 1, -2. Okay, so there's the center. Alright, so now, well, the A term, A squared, is under X. So that's, this A is 3, so we got to move 3 units to the right and 3 units to the left. It's just like when it's at the center. It's just the center's been moved. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We'll go 1, 2, 3. And then the B term is 2. It's under Y, so that tells us how we move up and down. So we'll move 2 units up, 2 units down. Okay. And that will draw our box. And notice I'm drawing this as a dashed line. That's because this box is not part of the graph. It's just used as a guide. And it also helps us get our asymptotes for the hyperbola by connecting the diagonals. So we have asymptotes here, and we've got one here, like this. Okay, so now we have this drawn. Now we can sketch in our hyperbola. So since the x term's first, this one's going to be open and left and right. So if we draw it in, the hyperbola, and there it is. Okay, and we can draw in the foci. That's 3.6 units. So that's 1, 2, let's see, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then just a little bit more for the 0.6, and then 1, yeah, and then 1, 2, 3, and a little bit more for the 0.6. So there's the foci, and we can label the points. Let's see, this is the point 1, 0. This is the point, let's see, 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, -2. This would be the point, let's see, 1, and then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 1, -4. This would be the point 1, 2, so that's -2, -2. And then we could do the foci. So you would just have to count. Let's see, I know from here to here is square root of 13, which is 3.6 plus 1, so that would be what, 4.6, -2, and this is 3.6, but then I would have to take off a 1, so that would be what, -2.6, -2, if I did that right in my head, but you get the idea. Okay, so hopefully this video helped. Check out my other videos, give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.